Welcome back to my channel, guys. This is our first video of 2022, and today we will be reviewing my most viral videos of 2021. Today we will be reviewing my top 8 most viral videos of 2021. Let's begin. Okay. It's loading. So we're gonna start with arguably my most controversial video of 2021, which is the Gemini dress. And it was a half pink, half green tulle ball gown that either you loved or hated. And I really loved it personally. I love to make tulle dresses. So we're gonna take a look at it and see what we like about it. The first thing I remember about this dress is that I had to dye all of that fabric, that mint green color, including the tulle, which probably took me at least a week to do. And it was so time consuming. I think my florist still stained that green color in my laundry room. So it definitely left a lasting impression. The rest of it was pretty easy because the pink came in that color. I think this was the first time I introduced my steamer to like the land of sewing, because I had just gotten it for Christmas and I really hadn't used it. And I think this is the first time I was like, let's see how this works. If you're working with a tulle fabric, steaming it is literally a game changer because it will help you shape it better. So I definitely felt like putting that in the video was super helpful for other people who want to do a tulle dress. I think my biggest mistake with this was doing the black harness because I kind of wanted to give it something edgy, and most people said it looked terrible. So definitely don't do the black harness next time. It kind of reminds me of like a bit that your horse wears. So I may have made a mistake on that one, but I think the dress looked really good. Most people thought it reminded them of like Cosmo and Wanda. So we can kind of go that route if we want, but then other people said it reminded them of watermelons, and yeah, I love it, but we can move on from it. So the next video we're gonna look at is my version of the Cinderella dress from the live action film. Way back when I first started to sew, I did the Cinderella dress the first time, and it was a disaster, so I knew this 2021 that I had to do it again. And we're gonna take a look and see how I ended up doing it this time. First thing is that I bought way too much fabric. I think right off the bat, I was overestimating how much material I was gonna need, and I ended up buying like 300 yards of fabric, and I only ended up using like 100 yards. The ruffles took ages for me to do. I only showed like a small fraction of it in the video, but I think it took me weeks to get all these ruffles done. I even think I still have a box of just ruffles that I didn't put on the dress because I gave up at one point. I just gave up. I like the skirt though. The skirts came out really well. I did 3 different layers of skirts, and then I went on to like trying to dye them, which became a process in itself. And at first I started in a pot, and then I had to go outside, but because it was the middle of summer, it was fine for it to be outside. It only took a few hours to dry. Yeah, there's a ton of layers to this, and God, I remember all these layers. Was a nightmare to get it all done. The ombre wasn't as prominent as I had designed it to be, but I think it worked out anyway for me. The trickiest part, I think, was doing the bias tape for the bodice because I had to dye that as well. And at that point, I had never dyed bias tape this way. So I think it could have been a little bit stronger, but it went with the dress. I put the wings on the dress at the end because it just felt really plain to me. It was underwhelming. And I knew I had like a shoot planned with this horse out at the barn where my horses are kept. And I just knew that I needed something to kick it up on the mannequin. So I put the wings on it. But I think the best part about this dress was shooting with the Frisian out at the ranch. He was a baby. He was probably like 4 years old. This was his first time ever seeing a dress like this. He looked really good. He did really well. And I really like that horse. Can I have him? Would I visit this dress a third time? Probably not. I think that I am all Cinderella'd out in terms of these projects. So that was what we did. I gave it my best shot. I'm tired of Cinderella dresses. I'd like to just move on. We are going to move on to one of the Elements dresses, the only Elements dress that actually did really well for me, which was the fire dress. I think part of it had to do with the fact that the fabric I used was a two-tone silk that was like an orange-pink combo. And the other part of it was probably because these sleeves on this dress were super dramatic. So let's take a look. Right away, what I remember the most about this dress was that I had to make the pattern myself and not use something that I'd already remade. And that was really difficult because I had this huge V wrapped down the front that was this sheer panel, and it was the first time I had ever done anything like that, and I wanted to make sure it looked right. I think it ended up coming out really good, but that was a big challenge. And then the other challenge I remember with this dress was that this material ripped really easy. This fabric, while it's super nice and very lush, rips really easy, and there was one point where I ripped it on the skirt, and I think I cut it out of the video, but it was right in the front, and I had to, at the last minute, add a slit into the front, so that's why it's got that big slit there, because I ripped that fabric. The other thing that I think was really interesting with this is I did fork pleats, which was a method that I have been trying to do in other pieces, but you can really see in this video where I used my like rainbow fork to make these pleats for the sleeves. I do remember at the end of this dress, when it was all done, literally 30 minutes after I finished the dress, there was a fire across the street from where I lived. So I had to like finish the dress, take the video, and literally evacuate my house. And everything was good, thank God, but it was just like an omen of like, maybe you shouldn't be doing these dresses. Maybe you should not do Elements dresses. So kind of superstitious about this, a little bit spooky. Have not visited the Elements dresses since. Good Lord, the strawberry dress. What is there to say about it? I will never escape the strawberry dress. It will always haunt me till the day I die. Literally. The backstory of the strawberry dress is that I ordered sequin strawberry fabric in the beginning of the year, and I was so excited to use it. I think my mom wanted to use it. We were gonna do like a family series of dresses for myself, my mom, my niece, my sister. So I ordered like 20 yards of this fabric, and this was way before the strawberry dress was like the thing that everybody had to have. When it came, which was around June because it was coming from overseas, that was about the peak time of the strawberry dress that Larika Matoshi did that everybody wanted. So I thought, well, let's make a video of this dress. It went super viral. And the one we're gonna watch here is not the video that went super viral. This is me using the scrap fabrics from that, which also went really viral. But like, yeah. To this day, I actually get people in my DMs that are like, can you make another strawberry dress? And the answer is no. No more strawberry dresses. No more fruit dresses, because this is just too much. I do remember when I started this dress this time, I wanted to do a bustier style, because I actually, at this point in time when I was making this, hadn't done a bustier style dress in probably like 3 or 4 months. I was on a protest of like, no more bra cup dresses, because I was done with them. And then I got a bug up my butt and was like, let's do a strawberry version of it. And it just all went downhill from there. I don't hate the strawberry dress. I don't hate strawberries. I think it's a really cute piece, but I think the comments around it and the way people went crazy for it was kind of off-putting. I got a lot of nice comments, and then I got a lot of mean comments. I think when it came to this video, it was really crossing and blurring the line of like what is fashion and trademark. And I think we really kind of need a better discussion around that, and that's for another day. But that was the big issue with the strawberry dress. So I will never ever do another strawberry dress. This is the last time the strawberry dress comes out of my mouth. Let it die in peace. Let it rest in peace. Please release me from the grip of the strawberry dress. And now for something entirely different. The Archer, which is a viral video that I shot, styled, and edited, but it actually has nothing to do with sewing. It has everything to do with me being an absolute horse girl and showing that energy to the world. This whole video is just a 20-second clip of a friend of mine, Kylie, who just was riding her horse for a photo shoot for me in the middle of the forest, in the middle of January, freezing cold. And I just took a video of her at sunset, coming around the corner on the trail, and she just had her bow drawn, and she looked stunning. And it just was, I think it was a right place, right time moment. If you don't know about Kylie, she is a mounted archer, like that's her sport. And she does that professionally. So to have her and have this like slow-mo video for her, and she's in the sorceress dress that I made in 2020, and she looks really great. I don't know where she got the horse armor. She just like showed up with it. And I was like, all right, horse armor matches the color of the dress. We'll go with it. And I just really love the video. And I think the inner fantasy nerd in me just thinks it's the coolest thing. Okay, going back to our zodiac sign series, which I'm not surprised is one of my most popular series out there. I think this was a 1 million view video on Instagram. And this dress was probably one of my favorite ones to work on, only because it was so glittery and so beautiful. The fabric came and it was just gorgeous and stunning. Right away, this fabric at that point in time was my most expensive fabric I had ever purchased. I think it was $130 a yard, and they only had like a yard and a half left, so I just bought it all. It's literally little tiny pearls and like sequins on it, and it was so sparkly and so glittery. So I knew when I was cutting this for this video, I was like, we're gonna do it at 4 o'clock. It's when the sun is in my sewing room. It's gonna glitter all over the place. So that's why everything was like beautifully shot in the sun, because the fabrics were just so shiny. Again, I used a really pretty silk for like the lining on this. I think it was a purple silver tinted silk that I put underneath a really pretty glitter tulle. The tulle was really sticky. The glitter got everywhere. It's still in my carpet. I think it came out really well. I remember I also added pearls to it to like give it more of a glam look, but I think the pearls ended up taking away from it. And if I had to redo it and like redo the video, because the pearls were just a necklace, I would not have shown the clip with the pearls in it. I just don't think it worked. I think the fabric was pretty on its own, and I really think it came out great in our photo shoot. And now for yet another zodiac sign dress. You guys really love the zodiac sign series. Like 90% of my most viral videos are zodiac themed. And this one is the Taurus dress. Now, personally, I felt I had to redeem myself from the 2019 version of the zodiac dress that I did for Taurus. Just was a disaster. I did not put my heart and soul into it. I was just like, content, throw it out there. But really, I needed to like put my heart and soul into it. And this one you guys absolutely loved, so I hope I did not disappoint. I don't think I did. What I did after I made the dress is that I chopped the top bodice off of the skirt, and I just made the top a top, like a crop top, because I thought, while I liked it as a dress, I thought it was cuter just as a top, and I think you guys really enjoyed that as well. Once again, another dress that I spent most of my time squinting into the sun because the fabric was so beautiful and so shiny in the sunlight. You guys just really loved how it looked, and I spent most of my time hand sewing into the sun so you guys could see how sparkly it was. A last minute addition that I think really tied it all together was I hand embroidered like these little fake vines, because Taurus are really like down to earth, foresty. I was going for like a forest nymph goddess vibe to it, and I just thought little vines coming up the bodice would really complete it, and it actually came out really nice. I think it looked really good. The skirt was another story. I spent ages trying to find the right material for the skirt. Again, another silk taffeta that I really loved. It matched the lace perfectly. And then I covered the whole thing in another shade of green flowers and added the little cute wings on the back. Even though that's like not attached to the dress, it's just something you slide in the back, and I actually got it from Wearable Whimsy on Etsy. It was really cute, and I think it helped complete the whole look. The next dress we're gonna look at is Howl's, and I have to be honest with you guys, I loved the dress. I think it came out really beautiful. It was the first time I ever did like an A-cup bra on this. It's a skirt and dress combo, and I did it for the fabric. It was really just the fabric that I was wanting to work with, and as much as I loved it, I don't know if I want to revisit it because there's just a lot of like mental block around it. And I think you guys were great for really loving it, but personally and mentally, sometimes we just have to leave our most viral videos in the past and not revisit them, because that one was one of those where it was frustrating. It ended up looking okay. It wasn't perfect, but it just was a good stop in the way of like making things. So that's it. The wings dress was, as the title says, an impulse project. Talk about something that like I had no idea what I was doing going into it. I started the project as like I'm gonna order fabric from Wish, and I think this cost me $25 for 5 yards. It came in like 4 weeks, took forever. I wasn't actually sure what I was getting, and it actually turned out to be a really cool fabric. So I was like, all right, let's use some of this fabric for one dress and one project. And then I had a little bit left, so I thought, all right, let's do another one. And it was literally squeezing it in between like one project and another project. And I was like, instead of starting this new project that I'm definitely making money for, why don't I just stick something in there that's totally impulsive and has no business being done right now? I remember what made this dress really unique is that it had literally no pattern, and I just freeballed it the whole time. It was definitely one of those projects, like I said, that had no rules, no guidance, no idea what I was doing. This was the first time I tried a technique that I saw on the internet, which was taking the plastic bits out of like fake flowers and putting pearls on them, and they came out pretty nice. I don't know if you guys know this, I think I've said it a million times, but fake flowers that you buy at the store, like Michael's or Joann's or something, those are fabric already. So they're totally fine to use on your clothing as long as you pull the plastic out. They go through the washing machine just fine. I have a ton of clothing that has them on them. So that was where I was like, yeah, we'll just add these onto this dress. And then the wings, I added those, and I was like, wow, this really reminds me of something from the Wings Club. And you guys just took that and ran with it. And that's where we went with this. We are finishing with my absolute favorite video of all time. It kind of fell on the cusp, but like all Capricorns do, we all fall on the cusp of an old year and a new year. I personally am in the new year. So because of that, that's how we're gonna do this Capricorn dress. I started the project in 2020, did not finish it until 2021, just because we had holidays and all that stuff. But this dress is the best dress I have ever made, in my opinion. My favorite one. First time working with dragon scales, not the last time working with dragon scales. I thought they were a perfect addition. And then I got to do the horse girl dream and photograph it on horseback, which some people were like, oh, that's a Sagittarius with a bow, but it's Capricorn. And I decided that. So it's Capricorn. This was another video where I started out in the sun because I really liked the way this silver blue fabric looked. I was surprised. I think this fabric was like a sleeping bag material. And so I was shocked when it matched like the pretty blue tulle that I had. And then of course, like every good dress, the lining was a bed sheet. So I was shocked that all of this came in this color, and it actually ended up coming out really nice. The silvers worked really well with it. The dress ended up turning out really beautifully, and I think it was one of my favorite projects. I know it was one of my favorite projects, and I wouldn't change a single thing about it. And that concludes my most viral videos of 2021. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and reviewing them. Let me know in the comments which one were your favorites, which ones you agree with, which ones you were like, oh, Sarah, you're a little crazy. Thank you for watching. Thank you guys so much. And if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you give it a like. And I will see you all later in the new year. Bye.